Very comfortable Snorlax.
Very comfortable Snorlax.
We'll take more questions.
Yeah, let's take more questions. Yo.
Oh, I was just wondering if you went to the Nintendo Switch event in January, somewhere in January.
Our Nintendo Switch event was waiting at home for it to be delivered. It didn't even ship on the day that it was supposed to be delivered. Me having 5 or 6 angry phone calls with Amazon because we were that was literally, we were going to start being Twitch streamers with the release of the Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild. And we had planned for it. We bought a new computer. We were like ready to go. And it hadn't even shipped yet. And it was like 6 a.m. and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And they said, oh, don't worry, it can still ship. Okay, noon comes around, it still hasn't shipped yet. Okay, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., still hasn't shipped yet. I call them up, I'm saying, you know, I'm kind of thinking it's not going to be here on time. They said, well, in theory, it could be delivered at any time up until 8 o'clock. Yeah, if it's shipped! Which it hadn't. So that was my Nintendo Switch release day.
Yeah,
no, I did not go to the event.
Mike and I were like, we kind of lost hope and we scattered to all the store locations and we're like trying to wait in line and stuff. And
we waited in line at this GameStop right before it was about to open. And the guy saw us out there and there were like 3 other people that were there ahead of us. And he saw all of us, and he just didn't say anything, whatever. We're like, okay, cool. If he didn't have any, he'd come out and tell us, right? Like, that's what a normal human being would do, right?
right? Like,
Instead, we wait out there for a half hour, 45 minutes, go back, because we were there early, we want to be there as early as possible. And he opens the door, and he says, you guys pre-ordered, right? And then we go over to the Target, and they said we just sold out. We're like, if that guy hadn't screwed us,
okay, here's what the extent of the excitement was. Mike ran! He ran to the store!
I never do that!
It was amazing! It was like seeing a gazelle mixed with a unicorn.
It was like
seeing a Gardevoir mixed with vanilla.
I wasn't
beautiful.
I didn't go with them,
smelly.
and I don't believe it to this day. Like, there's no proof that it happened, that you ran.
So, that was our Nintendo Switch release day.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when we finally got it, though, that
I'm
felt good.
gonna respond to that with a slightly different question. Hey, did anybody here go to Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago?
No.
Nobody?
I unironically wanted to be there. That would be so good. Like, I didn't want to go until I heard the disaster that it was, and then I wanted to go.
I'm kind of betting that, just statistically speaking, one of you did, and you're just embarrassed. You're not gonna raise your hand because
It was actually
I would be embarrassed too. So, yeah. We'll take another question.
Yeah.
We're getting more.
How did you guys get involved with making your own chapter of Cell games?
Oh, Cell versus Ash?
Yeah.
So the Cell versus ones, Scott told me about them before any of them came out. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't say anything. I kind of figured, like, it would be obvious. But apparently it wasn't. First 1 or 2 came out, and people were like, yo, Cell versus Ash, come on, like, where is it? And I messaged Scott, and I said, hey, people are asking for it, why don't we do something? And Scott says, yeah, I don't think anybody who doesn't know your show would like your characters without knowing it ahead of time.
Which is fair.
That's a fair point.
Fair point.
So I was like, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll make 2 of them. One with like generic Pokemon characters. You guys put that in your channel, and we'll do one with our characters on our channel. So we made Ash versus Cell on our channel and Cell versus Ash on their channel. And that's how that came to be. And Scott and I wrote them both together. Scott took the lead on their version, and I took the lead on our version. He made sure that all the Cell dialogue actually sounded like Cell, which is good because I had no idea. I don't know DBZ at all. Like, I actually watched some of DBZ now. I forget that I've watched it, and I could not do it. I could not write that to save my life. I'm more powerful now! Like, that's all of DBZ, right? That's true.
For an hour straight.
There you go, okay. Yes, that's how that came to be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, more questions.
Skip.
What is your favorite Pokemon?
Ho-Oh.
Charizard.
Blaziken.
We love
Can you-
fire!
Can you tell we get that question a lot? I remember the first time we got it, like we were all like, huh, if we had to pick one.
Yeah.
Wow, there's 150 of them to pick from, I don't know.
Or more to see. I think I answered right away. like the first time we got it, I was like, you guys don't have an answer.
Yeah.
I don't even know Pokemon, man.
Yeah, we can take another question.
More questions.
Yeah.
Since the other gentleman brought bridging into this, I was curious, how do you purple?
We promise never to speak about that ever again.
Ever again.
So I'm just gonna say the answer is what you think. Or if you think, in my case.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good enough one.
Kind of a separate, kind of two-parter thing. One is, can you fairly defend Gen 1 when 2 out of 3 of you picked non-Gen 1s as your favorites?
Come to our other panel.
And what is that other panel?
Perfect question for 10 o'clock at panel 2. That is a great question.
That's the second part of it, okay? How, if Rounder is better, how can you not pick Voltorb or Electro?
Ooh.
He's calling us out.
Or Jigglypuff seen from above.
Or do you
Roundness is a great, it adds a lot to the cuteness factor. But you also have to factor in everything else about the Pokemon.
Yeah,
so,
like one thing you have to consider is it a Pokeball?
Yeah.
Like if it is.
Like Voltorb, I think I'll die if I squeeze him. You know, like that's not a very cute quality. But Jigglypuff, seen from above, you know, seems more of a squishy, you know, because Voltorb also is probably hard because it's like a possessed Pokeball or whatever, and I feel like if I hugged it, I would not only die, but it wouldn't be very pleasant while I was still
I
alive.
feel like if you hug Jigglypuff, it would die. It's literally the balloon Pokemon.
She would sing and fall asleep, and then I'd end up with something graphic-driven drawn on my head, so that's all I'm saying.
I feel like if I were to hug Jigglypuff, it'd be like.
like a ball or a balloon deflating.
It is a balloon. It is considered the balloon Pokemon. Did you know that?
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute too. Balloons. Cute.
All right. Next question. Yep.
Oh, how do you feel about Togepi since it's round and cute?
I love Togepi. It's one of those things where like.
Don't hug that one too strongly either.
No, you'll crack it. No, you can't do that. It's one of those things where like before I voiced Misty, I was just kind of like whatever. But like once we started writing for Togepi and voicing Misty liking Togepi, it actually kind of like came through, and I was like, this is really cute. I really like Togepi, but I never saw it before. You know, I was just like, eh. But I love Togepi.
I want to poll the audience here. I have a question for you guys related to this.
Togepoll.
Related to this. Underneath Togepi's egg, I want you to raise your hand if you think that it's like raw, like embryo, right? Like what's in an egg, or flesh. So I want you to. So embryo people, raise your hand. Okay, so flesh people, you guys, you're all flesh
I think
people?
it's flesh. Oh, we're all flesh people.
You're all
I would
flesh
hope.
people. All right. I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
I voiced Togepi, so it's canon. It's flesh.
I mean, I can go figure it out, Misty. Just let me have it.
Well, good.
Give it to me.
Guys, only I know what's underneath the shell, okay?
Appreciate you know.
What about embryonic flesh?
That's kind of where I was getting at. Was like a less developed, yeah.
I can see that, yeah, where it's like the veins, but you can like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sleep for a week. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Next question. Anybody?
Question. In the far back to the right, you.
Describe
To the left a little bit.
Oh, this one?
Yep.